so today we are going book shopping again because who doesn't like to go book shopping? I am like in the mood for some fall vibes, so I'm thinking maybe dipping my toes into something new. So let's go get some food, go book shopping, have a little, you know, book shopping date together. So let's go ahead, get some food, and buy literally all the books we can. So let's go. Is like fantasy. I feel like for the fall that would be like really cool to get into. Like it's a story, like it's just, I feel like those kinds of books bring in fall vibes. So I'm gonna try to find one, but I don't really know what I'm looking for or like, so this may be tricky. Okay, but why are all fantasy books like 5,000 pages long? But like, look how cool. Okay, so now I'm in like the young adult science fiction fantasy because the other fantasy got like mixed reviews and I don't want to spend that money. But I found a series that I used to read in middle school. And I used to think this book was so big. Like the biggest book you've ever seen. That's how I felt about it. I don't know if I want to pick it up because I never finished it, but we'll see. Okay, so we are finally done book shopping. I was in there for literally like 4 hours because okay, remind me to literally never go into Barnes & Noble wanting a totally different genre without a game plan, because I think I read literally every single book in the whole science, or what is it, like science fiction and fantasy realm. My eyes hurt. So that was like literally the worst idea I think I ever had. So I finally picked, I'm really dark. So I struggled finding a few books, so I ended up like putting on some AirPods and looking up some YouTube videos to figure out what would interest me instead of having to read every single book. So I finally picked up some And then I think I got some recommendations from GOODREADS and stuff like that, so hopefully they didn't do me wrong. I would read the back of some and absolutely fall in love with the idea, but then go on GOODREADS to realize like a ton of people hated it. It was boring, and I didn't want to spend money on a book that's gonna be boring and didn't have a good character thing. But then there's always like those that have like 5 stars, and you're like, well, should I try it or not? So I ended up going with some books that had like 4-ish stars, just so maybe they'll be not like good, but better, I guess. I just realized there's this guy staring at me. Okay, not staring at me, he was just in his car, and I just was filming and I realized that there was somebody in there. Anyways, so and now we just keep making eye contact, so that's really great. Okay, I'm awkward now. But yeah, so I just decided to go with some books that had 4 stars rather than maybe like a 3.5 or less. So I really wanted to find some books that were like pretty girls, because I absolutely love the vibe of it. It is a very adult oriented book. I would definitely look up triggers, but I love those types of books. They're like disturbing and dark, but keep you on your toes, murder mystery type vibe. And I was trying to figure out books that were in that sort of realm that felt realistic in a way. I couldn't find any books that kind of were like it, so I picked out a few just like random mysteries that I have been wanting to read in general, and then a few other books that I have been eyeing for a really long time. Okay, so the guys are gone, and I felt like way better to film since they are gone. So let me show you what I ended up getting. I'm gonna start off with the fantasy ones because I feel like that's like the biggest part of this video, because I'm super excited about it. And the first one I got, super random, low-key, don't really know what it's about, but I saw on GOODREADS that it had a good amount of reviews, so I decided to pick up Dance of Thieves. If you liked this one, only if you liked this book and have good reviews on it, please drop them below to hype me up about reading it, because I really don't know if this is it or not. Let's keep it positive, because if you guys start to put negative ones, I'm probably not gonna read it, to be honest. Definitely hype me up, because this is my first ever book, and like I said when we were in Barnes & Noble, all of the fantasy books are like, they're thick, but I mean, I thought this was like so cool. I like don't want to like break the bind or whatever, but like they have cool maps and stuff like that, and another one in the back. I don't know, I just feel like it's super cool, and like these types of books just reminds me of like middle school and like going back to school in like fall, and you're just in this whole new world. And so for me, that's just like super fun, and I thought it would be different than like romance or just murder mystery thriller type books, so I picked that one up. And then I also got this one, 3 Dark Crowns. I heard that this one was really good, and I was very interested in the like storyline of this book. It's about 3 sisters. They all have different superpowers, but they were all born in different locations of like this kingdom, and they were brought up to fight each other basically. And so I think we just like learn like their thoughts of having to kill their own sister. And so I just thought that was an interesting fantasy book and a wild story. So I'm super excited about this one. Also had a ton of great reviews, so I'm super excited. Then the last one was a book that I had read the back, but then looked on GOODREADS and was like, I don't know if I should buy this. But I told myself, like, it sounds good enough. Let's just read it, see what we think. And we got 2 really good #1 fantasy type books. So I picked up Small Favors. Now this one is more like they don't have superpowers, but in the woods there's like mystical creatures, and a few people from their little community go missing, and so it brings up the point like these things are real. What are we gonna do before they all eat us, that sort of thing. And I actually really like movies like this, so I felt like I would really enjoy this one, and it did get a lot of good reviews. There was just like a few here and there that were like, nah, it was boring, blah 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 blah. Like the characters were not really well like thought out, they were boring to me, I couldn't connect, that sort of thing. But I feel like I'll enjoy it, so I'm super excited about this one. Then I picked up one like thriller mystery type book that I have been like low-key dying to read, but haven't picked it up because I don't know, like I'm nervous sometimes with these books that I'm not gonna like it. But Haley Pham had read 7 Thrillers in 7 days and really liked this book, so I thought that I would get this one because I haven't really heard of this author either. It was like one of her favorite authors. So I picked up Final Girls by Riley Sager, and I'm super excited about this one. I'm not really sure what it's about, so it'll be fun to find out what it is. Then next one is 2 YA books, and that is Good Girl Bad Blood, and this is the second book in the whole series, and the first one was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Absolutely loved it. It was so fun to read. It was a little crazy, not like crazy, but there was a lot of characters and things that you had to remember, and I heard that this one was really good as well, and so I'm super excited to pick this one up and kind of finish the series. There's one more book after this one, As Good as Dead, and I've heard really good things about that one as well, so I'm super excited to read this one. And then the last one is like a little romance, another YA. Every single time, like literally every single time I go to Barnes & Noble, Target, I specifically look for this book because I obviously need it in my life, and they were never in stock. And I was like so mad because like they're usually really good at having the most popular books that are in town, you know. I picked up Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and I read Mr. Odd Number by her and absolutely loved it. It wasn't a YA book, but this one is, and I'm super excited because her book that I read literally had me in at the first page. Like the first sentence, I could just relate to the character, just like with her likes and dislikes and who she listened to. So I'm super excited about this one. I have heard nothing but good things about it, so I may just like put this one next because like I said, I'm reading Pretty Girls right now, and that one is a heavy book, so I feel like this one will be the perfect book to kind of like brighten my mood after that one. So yeah, I'm super excited. But that is all that I got from Barnes & Noble. If you have any fantasy recommendations that you're like, oh my goodness, like this one is it, let me know. I don't really want to read the Shatter Me series. I've heard like mixed reviews, and yeah, I should probably read it to see what my thoughts are on it, because sometimes you end up loving a book that no one does. So maybe I should do it, but I'm kind of like iffy on that one, especially because it's a long series. I kind of want like a simple series, but it's still a series, you know. I don't know. So just let me know what you think. Also, if you have any other recommendations for like reading or recommendations for books like Pretty Girls, if you've read it, let me know because I'm so down for those. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.